Well, the game has kicked off and it's Melrose in possession through Dougie Dodds. Comes out then to Chris Hardy on the far side of the field. The play just inside the Melrose 22. Oh, and a kick ahead there, and that's not what they wanted. It was the kick ahead, I think, from Dougie Dodds, and it's gone right into the basket of Mike Kerr, who says thanks very much, and he touches down. 19 seconds on the clock, and it's first blood to Watsonians. Watsonians 5, it's Melrose 0. And it's going to be the restart from Mike Kerr, so just need Melrose to get some possession, but you know, Melrose are floating from touchline to touchline. They need to straighten things up a wee bit more. So here's the restart then from Mike Kerr. As it going out in the full, no, it's taken in by Graham Dodds. Out to Bruce Colvin, comes out then to Scott White. Scott White then, oh, it straightens up and breaks the tackle there of Torrey Calm. That's good work. Oh, nice flick pass, and it's Dodds now on the ball for Melrose. He has to stop and check inside to Bruce Colvin on the halfway line. He has to stop, gets it back into Graham Dodds. Out to John Dale. Dale over the halfway line for Melrose. Comes out to Scott White, to Davy Whiteford. He's 10 metres inside the Watsonians half. Out to Dale again. John Dale feeds it out to Bruce Colvin. Colvin then on the far side out to Dougie Dodds along the line to Chris Hardy. Hardy has to stop and check. He has to go backwards. Feeds it out to Dougie Dodds. Long pass into midfield. Oh, that's not the best. And yet again, it's going to be a try here for Mike Kerr. Is it Dougie Dodds can't get him? And yet another Melrose mistake. And it's Watsonians in for their second try.
Yeah,
2 minutes gone.
Into the game. 2 minutes into the game, and just another mistake. The ball just didn't go to hand. Interception, and
that pass was never on. A long pass midfield when you had all the Watsonians players infield there. You should not do that. They did it, and they've paid the price again. Melrose trailing. It's Watsonians 10. It's Melrose 0. The conversion then from Mike Kerr, who looks up at the post in, and he puts that one over. He does indeed. So that makes it Watsonians 12. It's Melrose 0. So really Melrose, I know it's fairly early in this final, but they've got to start digging deeper.
Well, they're going to need to gather this ball right from the restart and get themselves back up into the Watsonians 22.
Yeah, they've not even been in the Watsonians half yet. Mike Kerr then with the restart in this final, and the deep kick again. Bruce Colvin underneath it, takes it in well, feeds it along the line to Scott White. Scott White then on the ball, feeds it back outside to Graham Dodds. Dodds then picks up, he's got 3 men outside him. He runs into Michael Fiddle. In goes Davy Whiteford and also Scott White. Out to John Dale. Long pass out to Dougie Dodds. Dougie Dodds in, feeds it out to Chris Hardy. Hardy then stumbles and falls. Chris Hardy, but he manages to break away, but he's got 3 Watsonians men round him, and I think it could be turnover ball yet. Penalty coming. Gavin Brown feeds out to Michael Fiddle, and Fiddle's going to be in for yet another try. It's try number 3, and this is an absolute nightmare at Scremerston. 3.5 minutes gone.
Try a minute.
It's a try a minute. It's now Watsonians 17. It's Melrose 0. So here we go then. The ball comes in. It's going to be Davy Whiteford who goes up. Oh, it goes horribly wrong, and it comes out of Watsonians, and it's Mike Kerr. Long pass out to Somerville, and he's in for yet another try. 5 minutes gone, and it's now Watsonians 22, Melrose 0. I can't believe what I'm watching in front of me. And Davy Whiteford will be the man to get it, but he doesn't. It comes back on the Watsonian side. Here comes Mike Kerr, comes out to Richard Minto. Minto going for the gap, oh, and he's through, and yet another try for Watsonians. This time it's Richard Minto. Quick pass out, runs the angle, goes through the 2 Melrose players, and it's now Watsonians 27. It's Melrose 0.
I mean, it's got to be the same thing here. You know, we're going to have the kick at the post, Mike Kerr with a kick at the post, and then he's got to come back up the halfway line, and he's got to kick it long, and he's got to keep them pinned back in the 22.
Kerr with the conversion, that's a good one as well. So that now makes it Watsonians 29. It's Melrose 0 into the final 30 seconds. And here comes Graham Dodds in. He's looking to offload the ball out to Bruce Colvin, which he does. Colvin then long pass out. Now we've got a 2-on-1 here from Melrose. Whiteford picks up for Melrose, and Whiteford, yeah, he's off, and he's away down. The first time Melrose have been in the Watsonians half, and it's Whiteford. If he can pass into Hardy, Chris Hardy, will he go all the way? I think he's going to make it into the corner, the far right corner. He does, and at last Melrose on the score sheet. Watsonians 29, it's Melrose 5.
Scrum Magazine is the driving force behind grassroots rugby. With regular editions throughout the year, you can stay in touch with club and schools rugby. For full details, go to scrummagazine.com.
The tap and go just outside the Watsonians 22. Watsonians 29. It's Melrose 5. Bruce Colvin on the ball. Out to Davy Whiteford. Whiteford cuts inside. Takes the man out the way. Tries to go through the gap into John Dalziel. John Dalziel then back to Colvin. Back along the line to Joe Helps, who's on the field of play. Comes along to Scott White. Scott White then on the ball. He's got Graham Dodds. Scott White trying to break through inside to Dodds, and Dodds does well. And he's going to go over for the try. That's better from Melrose. Absolutely better play from the men from the green yards. And now Watsonians 29. It's Melrose 10 with the conversion to come. But you can just see Melrose the second half. There's a bit more purpose about them. Watsonians 29. It's Melrose 12. The restart then from Scott White. They'll be looking again for the high floated kick. Oh, that's right on the money as well. John Dalziel palms it back. Good work. Whiteford then out to Scott White. White looking for the gap. Gets it out to John Dalziel. Along the line to Bruce Colvin. Colvin back inside to Helps. Inside to John Dalziel. Up to the 22. It's Graham Dodds again. Inside that 22. He goes to ground. Scott White goes in to ruck the players out. John Dalziel then picks up. Comes out to Whiteford. Davy Whiteford on the ball. And he's going to go, is he? Yes, he is. Going in he goes. And Davy Whiteford touches down. And now Watsonians 29. It's Melrose 17. It's game on. And here comes Scott White with the conversion. Will he put this one over? Oh, he puts it wide of the upright. So it's now Watsonians 29. It's Melrose 17. The ball along the line and the quick one. Graham Dodds, will he straighten up? He's trying to go through as Michael Feddo takes him down to ground. In goes Davy Whiteford. The ball's there. It's hacked clear though by Eddie Howe, and there's a breakaway now for Watsonians, and it's Eddie Howe being chased all the way by Scott White. Well, Scott White, I think he'll get him. Scott White will take him into touch. Yes, he does. The flick pass goes in. Oh, it's picked up though by Richard Minto, but he's taken to ground. Missed tackle there, and it comes up now, taken on by Michael Feddo, and I think that could be the try that gives that distance between Watsonians and Melrose, because it's Michael Feddo who picks the ball up and goes into the left hand corner. It's now Watsonians 34, Melrose 17, and Melrose trying to just get that ball back, but the ball goes loose and is picked up now. Oh, and it could be Joe Helps inside to Stuart Johnson. Johnson underneath the post, he goes in. So Watsonians 34, it's Melrose 22 as the ball goes in. So it's now Watsonians 34, it's Melrose 24, and the ball's there. No, Mike Kerr comes in to win that ball, and off goes Jamie Blackwood on the far side on. Blackwood's away, yeah, he ain't going to be caught, and Blackwood scampering up the far side touch. He's going to crash down in the left hand corner, and that now is going to make it Watsonians 39, it's Melrose 24. Into the hands of Mike Kerr. Mike Kerr then on his own 22 out to Jamie Blackwood. Blackwood again looking for the space. He's got it from Gavin Brown. Gavin Brown tackled though by Johnson as Mike Kerr, he's on. Mike Kerr shouts at the referee how long to go. I think he was going to boot this into touch, and Mike Kerr, I think, just looking at it, and Kerr up the stand side touch. He goes into touch though, and I think it could be all over. The referee looks at his watch, and it is, and it's Watsonians who pick up the silverware here at SCREMERSTON, defeating Melrose by 39 points to 24.
We had the ball for 8 minutes, scored every time. They had the ball for 5-6 minutes, they scored every time. So it shows with the kickoffs, guys like John Dalziel are good in the air. It shows when they have the ball, they were as dangerous as us. So good win though, really good win.
And of course you're targeting the kings of the sevens.
Yeah, well,
so
that's what it's all about. We've come close now for what, 3 years, and this year we decided at the start of the season when it comes to sevens, let's really go for it.
Yeah, top of the table. One of the reporters just told me that, and that's good, and I think it'll be a close run thing. It's 5 tournaments left, 6 tournaments left, so it'll be all to play for. Looking forward to it next weekend. Hope the weather stays like this. We'll all be good sevens.